Good afternoon, my name is Marie, and I bring you a recipe today. It's how to make vegan cheese. And I will give you a little background of my diet. I used to eat meat, so I went from meat eater to vegetarian and now to vegan. And my health has improved a lot. So I invite you to try this out. It's a very simple recipe. We all love cheese, and to tell you the truth, I thought I would never find anything so close to cheese. But when I learned this recipe from a friend of mine, I really enjoy it. So I hope you can enjoy it too. The recipe calls for 1 cup of cashews, so it's already measured. And it calls for 2 cups of water, but I divided it into one and then another one, so I'm going to put 1 cup of water first. And it calls for 2 tablespoons of raw sesame seeds. And so I think it's already measured, but let's try again. Let's do it again. So there's 1. And just about 2. And so we'll leave it there. And then I'm using this, it's called pimientos, but also if you don't have that, you can also use a bell pepper, red, and this is just to give it flavor and also to give it a color. So, like I said, if you don't have this at hand and you have a red bell pepper, you can use that too. So there you go. And then I have already measured that it calls for 3/4 cups of nutritional yeast flakes. So this is already measured. And we are going to add, it calls for 1/8 of a teaspoon of celery salt. Where is my, I thought I had it already. Okay, here it is. It's a very tiny one. So celery, salt, and that's all it takes. We'll put it over here so I don't get confused. And then it calls for 1 teaspoon of garlic salt. Garlic salt. And also, it also calls for 1 tablespoon of onion salt. And 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Okay, so salt. And 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. So if you have fresh lemon juice, you can use it, or you can also use already, in the bottle. So it calls for 1 tablespoon, actually 1.5, sorry. So that's 1, and then I'm going to use the half. There we go. And then we're gonna add the other cup of water. And then we add it in there. And we're gonna blend all this together at high speed. And I'll turn the stove on in the meantime. Okay, that's what, like 30 seconds, I would say. And so then, if I can open it, we're gonna put this in the pan to medium high. Let's see. We can try and get as much as we can out of that. Okay. And then we just have to keep stirring it so it doesn't stick in the pan. And we're gonna do this, I would say, about a minute or until you see it's getting thick. And the reason why I like to keep stirring it, because if it sticks once, then it's hard to it's hard to prevent for the rest of them to get, stick to the pan. So for me, it was a challenge to become a vegan. But the more I'm learning about these vegan recipes, the easier it is for me, and I actually like this cheese better than that real cheese. And I know it's not gonna harm me. I also used to suffer from allergies, and when I stopped eating dairy, my allergies went away. So we're gonna let it sit for a little bit, hopefully. Now I can see it's boiling a little bit. I don't know if you can see it boiling, but it's beginning to bubble a little bit. So that's, to me, that's a sign that it's almost ready. If, for some reason you don't see like it's getting thick within the time you're stirring it, you can give it a little bit more time. Yeah, I can feel it sticking to the pan, so I had to keep stirring it really, really hard now. There we go. You can just, I like to, kind of switch my pan around and kind of like relocate it, so as you can see, it's getting a little thick. And actually you can use this cheese for anything. You can use it for pizza, you can use it for many things, and I think it's ready, so I'm gonna turn it off. And I'm gonna remove it from the heat because it's already done. So that was like maybe a minute or two. I would say it was 2 minutes. And then we can put it in here so you can see how it's gonna look. we go. And this is the cheese, as you can see. And it was simple. And I mean, you saw all the ingredients are very healthy. So I hope you enjoy it. And we are going to be using it to the pizza. So I have the pizza already made in here. So we'll put it here. And I am going to use the same spatula that I used that for it. So you just, you just put your cheese in there. I'm just going to keep doing this. And this is a little hot, so I'm going to set it in there. I mean, you can use a different spoon. Maybe it will be more comfortable, but for me, this will work perfect. And so, there you go. You can just put it there, and then you can spread it after. There we go. And this is delicious, delicious pizza. You just spread it like this, just like a regular pizza with the real cheese. Although I call this the real cheese because it's just delicious. And it's healthy. Oops, okay. So then we have our, let's see, maybe I can push this way. And we'll put it there. So you can put any toppings you want. So I'm putting mushrooms, and I also put in some chopped olives. There you go. So that's one, one pizza that we have. And so we're going to bake it, and we'll be back with you. Hi, welcome back. While the pizza is getting ready, I wanted to show you how to make some kale. I never really thought kale, it could be so delicious. So what I do, I wash my kale really good, and then I put it in a spinner. It's already washed, really, you can see the water in there, so it's washed already. So I just put it in there, and then I spin it. You can spin it as much as you want, just to try and get all the water out, so it will have more room to absorb the oil. Okay, here we go. So I think, you see how much water I got out of there? I don't know if you can see it. We didn't see it, so we dumped that water. And we'll spin it again, because you want to get as much water out of there as you can. So this time I might not get much out. So there you go. We'll see how much we got out this time. You see, hardly anything. So that means, that tells me it's really dried. So you can use the same bowl, or you can use a different bowl to put it all together. But I think I was going to use this one, but I think I might use this one just because it's a little bigger, and it's because we're going to have to, work it out with your hands. So I think I'm just going to use the same bowl right here. So there you go. And what you do is You see how it looks, kind of like white. Well, I like to put some olive oil, extra virgin if you prefer. And I just put like, I don't know, like maybe a teaspoon. Just kind of like go around, that's good enough. And so you just, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna massage it. That's what I call it, a massage. So you massage it, you know, just keep working it out like if you were to knit and dough. And as you can see, the kale is changing color. It looks more green. You just, you know, keep doing that, keep doing. And you can put, you know, last oil. I mean, you just, it will be in your own taste. So once you have all that, I should have my sesame seeds already toasted, but so I have sesame seeds here. It's about maybe 2 tablespoons. And what I do, just to give it more flavor, I like to toast it. So this is how I toast it. My hand is kind of slippery. And so we use fresh lemon juice, and we use salt, and I use the garlic salt. Just, I love garlic, but you don't have to use the garlic. You can just use the salt, and you know, that's your own desire. But for me, I love garlic, and so that's what I use. And then I just kind of make sure that the sesame seeds don't get burned, because I don't like them burned. Like them toasted. It gives it a different flavor when you have the sesame seeds in there. And to tell you the truth, I used to use kale before in smoothies. That's another way I can use it in smoothies. But when I learned this recipe, oh, I have kale salad every day. And it's really good, and it's really healthy for you. So if you would like to, you know, do research on the kale. So when you see the sesame seeds, kind of like, see how kind of getting brown. Let's see, give it a little bit more. Maybe I'll turn this off just so it continue toasting with the, you know, just with the heat of the stove. There we go. And I'm going to reach over here for a spoon. Well, actually, I'll set it there. Okay, so once that is done, you kind of set it to the side so it doesn't get burned. So I really don't measure these things. You know, you can just put it however much you want. So what I do, I just kind of sprinkle in there a little bit. And I should have used my hand with this one too, but I don't like the garlic on my fingers. So I'll just do that. And because the garlic salt already has salt, so I just put a little bit of, you know, just pure salt, and that much. And then I'll add the lemon. Lemon is your own taste, you know. You can put a lot, you can put a little bit. I just put like, maybe that was like 2 tablespoons. There's really no recipe for this. I mean, I don't measure these things, so. And then the sesame seeds, well, the same. I just put as much as I want. You know, I love sesame seeds too, and they're really healthy for you too. So I kind of sprinkle a little bit in there. And there we go. And then you can put more on top just to give it a good look. Now you can also put like pumpkin seeds, whatever you desire. But there you go. So here's the salad. Here's the salad, and so we'll come back, and I'm gonna go check up on the pizza, so I'll be back. Hello, we're back, and our pizza is already done, as you can see. It looks so delicious. If you were here, you can smell it. It's making me hungry already. So we're gonna cut it. And actually, I can keep it here on the stove to keep it warm. And I'm ready to make a dessert. So here goes. So I don't know about you, but I love ice cream. But because ice cream has dairy, I can't eat it. I mean, I can eat it, but I get allergies, and so I pay the consequences later. So I came out with a recipe, vegan recipe. It's very simple and very delicious. My granddaughter loves it. She loves ice cream, and so I make this for her, and she loves it. So here we go. You're gonna need 3 frozen bananas and vanilla. And so we have here almond milk. So this is the only 3 ingredients you need for your banana ice cream. So this is what you do. You put your bananas in there, and they're frozen. As you can see it, I peeled them off last night, and I put them in the freezer. And so we'll get rid of that little baggie. And so you put, like I said, I don't measure things, but like 1 teaspoon, just to give it flavor. That's good enough. And then the almond milk, you put just a little bit to, I don't know, like 2 tablespoons. Maybe that much. Maybe I'll put a little bit more. There we go. And so there you go. Gotta turn it on first. Okay, maybe we'll put a little bit more. These bananas seems to be very frozen. So. I'm gonna check because sometimes the metal doesn't get blend, but it seems like it has been. So we'll move this away, and let me see. I'll get a spoon. And there we go. Yummy, yummy. All right. Put it back in here so we can make room. And there you have it. There's your ice cream. So this is going to be, very simple. We made the cheese early, so another way you can have the cheese, you can, have cheese, and actually I put cheese almost in everything. So see the cheese kind of thicken it up, it's got cool up a little bit. So what you do, when you have, gathering, parties, whatever, you can put this as a dip, and actually it's really good. And so what I like to do, I like to put pasta, cheese. You can have your choice of any pasta. You can have spaghetti or noodles, whatever it goes good with it. So what I do, I just put you can do this as the macaroni cheese, and it's actually really good. So you have your pasta, and then you have your salad, and then here's my spatula. Then you have your pizza. And and you can just pick any vegetables from there, put it in there, and you can actually have a, it's really delicious. So here's the plate, and then here's the ice cream. You just put it in little, nice little ice cream cups, and you have the ice cream there. I hope you enjoy it. Try it. I would like to leave you with a Bible verse that, see if I can I can talk. And the Bible verse, you can find it in Genesis chapter 1, verse 29. And it says, "And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat." So this is a food that the Lord really loved for us to be healthy and to live longer. See you next time. Bye.